Laura here and welcome to today's yoga workout. So I've got about a 15-minute workout for you today, and this is part of our 7-day beginner yoga challenge. So we're going to start in a cross-legged position if that feels comfortable. Shoulders back and down, and we're just going to close our eyes and start with a couple of breaths here, breathing in through your nose and then breathing out through your mouth, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Okay, so gently open your eyes, give these shoulders a bit of a circle, a little bit of a wiggle. We're going to reach those arms out to the side, so fingertips reaching out, and we're going to do a couple of shoulder circles, bringing them forwards to start with, and then taking them back. And then dropping those arms, again giving them a bit of a circle. We're going to start off with a half neck circle, so just down and then taking it to the side, down, taking it to the side. And then back to centre, looking over your left shoulder, over your right, over your left, over your right. And then you're going to drop your ear down to your shoulder. If you want to apply a little bit of pressure, you can gently apply a bit with your hands. Just be careful not to overdo this. And then letting the head look forwards. And then from here, what I really like doing is actually pushing my head back into the palm of my hand. And you really feel stretch down here in that bottom triangle, and then coming back up, give that a shake out. So you really sort of feel it at that bottom, and that's quite a hard place to get a good stretch, so I quite like adding that. So dropping the ears to the shoulder the other way, apply a little bit of pressure if you want, if not that's fine, just hold it there, and then let the eyes look forwards and see how I just adjust my hand up the top. Again, I'm just being super gentle, and then here I'm going to let my head push back into the palm of my hand, and that's going to adjust and change that stretch a little bit. So hopefully you can feel that, and then coming back up. Okay, one hand up, breathing in, and then over to the side, coming back to centre, other hand in, breathing in, reaching up, over to the side, and back to centre. Okay, so we're going to go on to all fours now, into our tabletop position. So onto all fours here, we're going to do a couple of cat and cows. So breathing in, lengthening that chest, breathing out, curling those vertebrae one time at a time. And again, lengthen, looking up, opening up that chest and curling up. And then back to neutral. From here, keeping your butt up, you're just going to walk your hands forwards and then let them gradually come closer together. And then keeping your hips up, you're going to drop your head down into a kind of puppy pose. And then gradually walking back in. So back to tabletop, going to take one leg back, other leg, other arm forwards, so opposite, and then you can stay here if you want. Otherwise, lift, really engage the abs, feel them working. And actually, from here, if you want a little bit more, we're going to bring in knee to nose, and then extend. One more time, knee to nose, and extend, and then hand and foot back to the floor. Taking the other leg back, other arm forwards. Option to just stay here, that's fine. Otherwise you can lift them up and really reaching your hands one way, foot pulling the opposite way, abs pulled in, knee and elbow coming together, and then extending, knee and elbow coming together, and extending. Foot and hand back to the floor. Just going to do a gentle foot stretch. So tucking your toes under into a kneeling position, just to stretch the back of your feet out. If that's too much, you can come up. And then we can also bring the feet together and then kneeling down. And then from here we're going to do child's pose, so walk the hands out. Or option to keep the hands here, whatever feels better for you. Take a couple of breaths here in child's pose. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Okay. Taking it back to plank, so abs pulled in, take the one leg back, and then option stay here if you want, but we're going to take the other leg back. And we're going to hold here for a couple of breaths. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Option to put your knees down, otherwise stay here. Weight slightly forwards, down to the floor. Toes on the floor, shoulders back. Breathing in and then coming down. And then option to keep your knees on the floor as you push up. And we're going to take it back to downward dog. Going to pedal one foot and the other. Bend both knees. Really push hips up to the ceiling. Straighten the legs. Pedal the feet. And then curling and opening up into plank. And again, hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to open up to the side, taking one hand up, and hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand back to plank, and then the other side. So I'm going to turn my back to you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down, down to the floor. Cobra. And then coming up into downward dog. We're going to take our back foot up, bring it in, knees to nose, take it back up, this time bring it to the opposite elbow, back up, step it through, put the back foot down, 45 degrees, front knee stays behind, and we're going to come up into warrior one. Palms are facing, shoulders rotated, hips are nice and square. Take a couple of breaths here, breathing in, breathing out, and then we're going to open it up to warrior two. So just the feet, this time this foot can be parallel, this leg is bent, try and turn it out, don't let it drop forwards, knee stays behind your big toe, and reach those arms and lengthen. Look along that front arm, and we're going to hold it here in warrior two. Breathing in, straightening that front leg, breathing out, see if you can sink a little bit deeper. Breathing in, breathing out. Turn the front palm up to the ceiling. Back hand can come down onto your leg, just make sure you don't put any pressure on your kneecap. And we're going to reach up and over into our sun warrior. And then back to warrior two. This time reaching, hand onto your thigh, and then coming up into our triangle. Back to warrior two. Back to warrior one, see how I adjust that back foot. Hands onto the floor, the leg comes back, taking it down to the floor, into cobra, coming up, back leg comes up, bring it forwards, knees to nose, feel the core engaged, back leg up, this time to your opposite elbow, feel that core, coming back up, stepping through, back leg comes onto the floor, so back foot 45 degrees, little toes are going to stay on the floor, don't let them come up like that, front knee stays behind the big toe, and we come up in two. Warrior one, so we try and square these hips, hands up, fingertips reaching up, palms facing. And then from our warrior one, we're going to turn, adjust the feet if you need to, or you will need to. And we're going to open up into warrior two, looking along that front elbow. And just sinking deep. So you can now see the back of me. And we're going to breathe in. And breathe out. Sink a little bit lower. Turn that front palm to the ceiling. And we're going to reach up and over. Back to warrior two. Whoa, I'm losing my balance. Reaching forwards. That happens in yoga. That's all okay. Into our triangle pose. Coming back to warrior two. Take it round to warrior one. Hands come to the floor. Leg comes back. Down to the floor. Coming up. Pushing into downward dog. And we're just going to take a couple of breaths here. You can take it down to child's pose if you want. Let's just hold downward dog a couple of times. And coming through to plank. Same thing, we're going to do our plank again. So onto the side. Give me a big smile. You love side plank. Hand down to the floor. Side plank on the other side. Down to the floor, knees to the floor. Okay, so from our kneeling position, we're going to take one leg forward, take the back leg forward, and we're going to go into a lunge, reaching those arms up. Going to feel this in the hip flexor. If you do a lot of running or other sports that tighten up this area, this is a really good one for you. So here, we're then going to take it back, so sit, let your hips come back, and this time you're going to feel the stretch in the back of the leg. And what you can do is just get some movement in that hip by moving that front leg. We're going to take it forward again. Make sure throughout this you really kind of keep your abs engaged so you're not arching. So this is still controlled even though you're lunging forward. And then option to grab the back of your leg. So you can do it with one hand or you can grab with both. That will deepen the stretch. That's a little bit too much for me, so I'm not going to do that. You're going to feel this right down the front of your thigh and your quad muscles. Okay, and then we're going to sit back into a hamstring and move that leg. Let that front leg have a little bit of a boogie, a bit of a dance. Okay, and then we're going to change. So if at any point your knees begin to hurt, you can fold over the mat and double up so you've got more cushion underneath that knee. So little lunge forwards, take those arms up, couple of breaths here, and then coming back. And then feel that hip socket kind of moving. Ooh. Going forward. Don't think that was my knee cracking, I think it sort of rolled over. So heel comes to your butt and you can grab it with a hand. Option to grab with two. Try and keep that chest up. If you struggle, you can grab a band or a towel or a tie, or even grab the backs of your trousers. And then coming back. And then turning the legs. So that one way you're grabbing the back of your leg, it's a great quad strap. And if you struggle to do the standing version, you know when you stand on one leg and you have to try and balance and grab the leg, that's a great alternative. So from here, and get into this position any way you feel comfortable. We are going to start in a stag leg position. So front leg is square, we've got a 90-degree angle here, back leg is the same, and then we're going to turn to face forwards and we're going to come down over that leg. So you're going to feel this stretch in the glutes, and this is great if you can't do some of the other glute stretches. This is a nice alternative from having this back leg straight. And then we're going to get some movement in our hips. So with yoga, this is why I love yoga, there's a mixture of mobility, there's a mixture of strengthening, a mixture of stretching. It challenges your body in so many different ways. So we're going to do the same stretch on the other leg, other side. So 90 degree, 90 degree. I'm a little bit tighter on this side. And then coming down, and close your eyes and just take a couple of breaths here. So for some of you this might feel okay, might feel quite nice. For me it's sort of a nice, uncomfortable position. I know it's doing me some good. And then coming back, we're going to do butterfly pose, so feet together, knees relaxing and dropping out. And I'm just going to hold it here for a couple of breaths, breathing in, breathing out. Just relaxing those knees down to the floor. No force, no pressure. And then if you want to deepen it a little bit more, breathing in, sitting up nice and tall, and then reaching forwards. Think about length first before you come down to the floor, so you're not curling. And then coming up. Okay, so knees together, turn to the side. And then from a sitting up position, we're going to curl down, so abs are drawn in, making a bit of a C shape, curling all the way down. Lifting one leg up, then the other. And we're going to touch the floor with one foot. Bring it back, belly button's pulled in, touch the floor with the other foot coming in. Imagine you've got two headlights on your hips pointing upwards, so these hips stay straight, they stay square, so they're not rotating. So this is really slow and controlled. Belly button is being pulled in, feel this core, these abs working. One more time each leg. Okay, and then bring both your knees in. Little circle with your legs. So a gentle massage for your lower back, and then the other way. Okay, and then we're just going to finish. So one leg on top of the other. Options stay here. Progress by taking the foot off or putting those hands through. Just going to hold here for a couple of breaths. Feel that stretch in the outside of your hip and the outside of your butt. Coming back down, changing, so the other leg comes on top, hands go through. And coming down. Okay, so bring your knees in, big hug and squeeze, nose towards your knees, close your eyes, breathe in, and as you breathe out, we're coming into our final resting pose, into Savasana or corpse pose. So relaxing those legs out, relaxing those arms out, palms up. Closing your eyes and just focusing on your breath, breathing in, breathing out, feeling supported by the floor, breathing out. So what I want you to do here is count. So you're going to count for breathing in for 1, 2, 3, and then breathing out for 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you don't need to say the number out loud, just have it in your head and actually visualize that number. So breathing in for 1, 2, 3, breathing out for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So breathing in 1, 2, 3, breathing out 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to leave you here. You can carry on with that, or you can just relax and focus on your breathing, and when you're ready you can gently come out of this pose. Hope you enjoyed that workout. Take care, have a great day, great evening, whatever you are up to. If you like this video, then make sure you like, comment, share. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, or make sure you follow me on Facebook and Instagram for lots more workouts. Take care, bye.